secret moon base US had destroyed by UR, which is Soviet Union. So, a while back, Wikileaks put out a partial document titled that. It's from the 1979, and so, did we have a moon base that Russia destroyed in the 70s? Probably. And I gotta do a quick shout out. Collective Evolution's article on this is what inspired me to get off my rectum and make another article and video again, because this is such a cool topic. There's so much stuff with the moon. It goes so much deeper than what I'm talking about. There's the hollow moon. Is the moon a satellite that old extraterrestrial civilizations made to be a monitor? Is the moon a galactic neutral zone where tons of different species have bases? Probably.
Inquire within.
Reveal the UFO cover-up.
Revealing the entire UFO cover-up. Okay, they're gonna reveal it one song at a time. You dig?
They're sending all the fans who sign up for a mailing list a stack of real fucking government UFO files.
It's powerful when you stay active and civil. You don't give up. Don't give up on making the life that you want to see.
For your safety, put on the tinfoil hat.
So, in Collective Evolution's article, they put a 1961 CIA memorandum titled Military Thought, Top Secret, The Role of Space Weapons in a Future War. I read through the whole thing. It's really cool. You should read that whole memorandum. It goes really deep into the strategy of space war, weaponizing satellites, the pros and cons of having a base on the moon. And it talks about how since the 50s it's been a conversation our military's been having, so it's not that out of the question that by the 70s we would have had a base. And one of the paragraphs in it is, already interest in the moon is not limited to a study of questions and a discussion of discovered potentialities. Specific projects are being worked out which propose the construction of various structures under the surface of the moon, from the freight compartments of missiles and also the employment of various versions of pneumatic structures. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and also various American companies, Martin, Aerospace, etc., are conducting a great deal of work in this direction. That last sentence states that they're already conducting a great deal of work in that direction. Maybe that's just plans and not physical construction, but it's probably physical construction by that point. So, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that the Russians blew up a US moon base? I don't know. We're gonna go a little bit deeper into the moon and UFOs, but first, a quick word from our sponsor, myself.
Mind control protection hats on sale now at InquireWithinOfficial.com. You need help contacting extraterrestrials the human-initiated way? We got merch for that. It's cold outside. Are you worried about reptilians abducting you? Don't let them. Are you worried about the Illuminati reading your mind? Don't let them. Get these hats. They probably don't work that way, but you should buy them anyways. Sign up for the mailing list to get a discount now. And some cool UFO articles. InquireWithinOfficial.com. Bring gifts, bring warmth, and stone.
I didn't put a disclaimer in that I didn't put tinfoil in the lining of the beanies. So if you order one, you're going to have to put the tinfoil yourself, and the amplified effects will be great in helping you not get mind controlled. Probably doesn't work like that though. So, we're going to move on to Dr. Edgar Mitchell, the sixth man on the moon. If you haven't heard about him, you need to look up his whole history because it's crazy and awesome. Wikileaks, a while back, I think it was part of the Clinton email leaks, there was an email between Dr. Edgar Mitchell and potential reptilian Illuminati worshiper John Podesta. And part of that email reads, Dear John, because the war in space race is heating up, I felt you should be aware of several factors as you and I schedule our Skype talk. Remember our non-violent ETI, extraterrestrial intelligence, from the contingent universe are helping us bring zero-point energy to Earth. They will not tolerate any forms of military violence on Earth or in space. The following information in italics was shared with me by my colleague Carol Rosin, who worked closely for several years with Wernher von Braun before his death. Carol and I have worked on the Treaty on the Prevention of the Placement of Weapons in Outer Space, attached for your convenience. Carol Rosin. I believe her testimony was part of Dr. Stephen Greer's disclosure project, but she worked closely with Wernher von Braun in his later years. She talked a lot about the warnings he gave when it comes to the military-industrial complex in space. And Wernher von Braun, if you're not familiar, he was one of Hitler's scientists, and then during Operation Paperclip, the US scooped him up, and he became an integral part of NASA, and he helped get us to the moon. So he knows some weird, deep stuff. So you should check out that testimony. And so one of my favorite quotes about aliens and the moon comes from a NASA communications systems chief, Maurice Chatelain. And her quote is, "All Apollo and Gemini flights were followed both at a distance and sometimes also quite closely by space vehicles of extraterrestrial origin. Flying saucers or UFOs, if you want to call them by that name. Every time it occurred, the astronauts informed Mission Control, who then ordered absolute silence." That goes, there's a lot of astronaut testimony that you can find, more than just Edgar Mitchell talking about how there were UFOs following our spaceships, how there was stuff on the dark side of the moon, all sorts of cool stuff. Another cool bit of information that I came across because of Collective Evolution's article was I came across Colonel Ross Dietrichson, who was part of Dr. Stephen Greer's disclosure project, and through the Dr. Greer's Sirius YouTube channel, there's a video of Colonel Ross Dietrichson giving his testimony. And part of that testimony, he said, "I also learned about incidents involving nuclear weapons, and among these incidents were a couple of nuclear weapons sent into outer space that were destroyed by extraterrestrials. At the very end of the 70s and the early 80s, we attempted to put a nuclear weapon on the moon and explode it for scientific measurements and other things, which was not acceptable to the extraterrestrials. They destroyed the weapon before it got to the moon." And so Colonel Dietrichson, during the 50s, he was part of maintaining our nuclear arsenal, and he would do audits on some of our facilities. He was heavily involved in our government's nuclear world, so it would make sense that he was involved in this sort of stuff. And that ties into, there's a lot of testimony from other military guys, especially during like the Cold War, talking about UFOs appearing over our nuclear bunkers and disarming the nukes. And this happened over here and in Russia. We thought the Russians were doing it. The Russians thought we were doing it. A lot of cool testimony and evidence pointing towards that being a thing that happened. And so, you know, the moon, it's a pretty crazy, trippy thing. I'll probably do some more videos about it because this goes so deep into, you know, the hollow moon theories, the moon being a base for all sorts of extraterrestrials. There's hours that you could go into the moon. So you should go down your own little trippy rabbit hole into moon conspiracies. It'll be a good time for you. So there you go. There's a quick little one for you. Also, check out UFO.video, or you can get to it through inquirewithinofficial.com as well. But I've been really trying to up my game on that website, make it something that people who are new to these subjects and experts in these subjects and content creators in these subjects, I'm trying to make it the ultimate hub for everyone. And so all the videos that I have featured on it, which I'm trying to update nearly daily at this point, there's free documentaries, tons of footage of UFOs, tons of footage of government. Had a technical error. The wife called in the middle of filming. So we got UFO footage, free documentaries, bunch of witness testimony footage from experiencers of abduction, people who were in military projects, witnesses of all sorts of awesome stuff. I've got a little section, not much is in it yet, exposing the Illuminati. Like, I just put up a documentary about the Bohemian Grove in there. There's lots of cool stuff going on with it, but also with it is it's just linking. So the videos are hosted on the website in a sense to where you can access them all from there, and clicking on them doesn't bring you to a new website, but all of the views or likes that video gets go to the host of it. And so if there's an ad on the video, it's because it's an ad that the video creator put. So all the money still goes to them. None of it goes to me. And then also I just added a 24/7 live updating news article section, which is primarily all UFO and extraterrestrial based. There's some other topics that pop up in there from some of the top sources of this sort. Well, the top sources that I was able to link their articles to automatically update on my website. But also with that, when you click on their articles through my website, it just brings up a snippet of the article. To read the whole article, it'll bring you to their website, so that way any ads that they have on their article or ways for them to get their income still totally happen. So if anything, the website's more advertising those articles. So that way I have this website where it's a one-stop hub for all excellent things UFO and extraterrestrial, but it's still helping the content creators that made this stuff, and also I'm doing all my original stuff on it as well. I've been reaching out online asking people what sort of stuff they want me to add to the website. So if you ever have any videos that you want to see on the website or features that you want on the website, let me know. I want to make it something that helps everyone involved in this field or interested in this field. So yeah, also my solo acoustic album, Meditation for the Devil, finishing it up. It'll probably be out early 2020. Stay tuned for pre-orders. I'm gonna set up pre-order bundles as soon as I finish recording the vocals. And then for Inquire Within, we're still cranking away on that second album, which is gonna be way bigger and more epic than anything I've ever done. Very excited about that. So tell everyone about UFO.video, because they'll find all the good videos. Also, I put a disclaimer on the website that if any of the footage that's on there is footage that's been proven to be fake, let me know and I'll take it down. If something's been proven to be not real, I don't want it on there. But a lot of the stuff on there, you know, it'll get your mind going. So between all the articles, all the footage, all the documentaries, if you want to brainwash your friends and family into joining this UFO cult, send them to UFO.video. Goodbye.
So if you want to know about aliens and UFOs and the government covering it up, then Inquire Within is where your ass need to be at.
With my karma completed, I've ended my suffering. Now I sit here on the mountain, dying one final time.